My wife used my own razor to slit her sanitary pad. Then she stuffed 3 of my hairs inside. Finally, she sealed it back up with superglue. After that, she secretly planted that pad in my briefcase. Immediately after, she called the cops. She claimed I assaulted her at home. The pad in my bag was her evidence. And because of her, I was locked up for 10 years. 10 years later, on the day I got out, she was there to pick me up. I actually caught a flicker of heart ash in her eyes. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Miss Shen, don't act so devoted. You're just reminding me every single second that you were the one who personally sent me to that hellhole for 10 years. Aren't you aware of the scars on my body? Wasn't it you and your people who told them to take good care of me? I spat out the words "take care" with pure venom. Her face instantly froze. Her eyes were a mess of confusion. 10 years, and she hasn't changed a bit. Still as arrogant as ever. Seeing my attitude, her expression turned cold. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just get in the car. She instinctively stood by the passenger side, as if she was afraid I'd try to sit there. I gave a bitter laugh and climbed into the back seat. In the rearview mirror, my eyes looked sunken, and my face was deathly pale. I looked pathetically wrecked beyond words. I know these 10 years must have been hard on you, but don't worry. I'll keep my word. I'm going to marry you. She turned to look at me and reached out to hold my scarred hand. Seeing those horrific marks, a trace of guilt finally flickered in her eyes. Yuan Zhou, once your hands heal, you can go back to the piano. I'll be with you no matter what you want to do from now on. I quietly pulled my hand away and didn't say a word. It's nearly a 2-hour drive from that suburban mental asylum to the Liu family estate. The warmth in the car made me feel a bit drowsy, but Shen Shuer wasn't about to let it go. My coldness clearly made her uncomfortable. So, during the drive, she actually tried to explain. Yuan Zhou, your parents didn't come to pick you up today because your brother, Qianze, has a very important piano competition. I didn't want to hear it. I cut her off, annoyed. Yay, I get it. I closed my eyes, done with the conversation. An eerie silence fell over the car, but my heart was far from calm. I was spiraling back into the mental prison that had tortured me for 10 years. Lu Yuanzhou, do you hear that? In your parents' eyes, that foster brother of yours will always be more important than their own flesh and blood. You were locked in a mental asylum for 10 years. So what? They still don't love you. A simple piano competition matters more to them than the day you come home. Wake up, Lu Yuanzhou. Stop being a fool. Whether it's your family or your lover, none of them love you. Yeah, none of them love me. Through 10 years of constant mental breakdowns, I finally saw them for who they were. And so, I stopped loving them too. As for Shen Shuer, I'm done with her. Between us, there will never be a wedding. Never. In my mind, countless voices were echoing, reminding me, none of these people deserve forgiveness. And those same voices forced me to relive my miserable past all over again. Lu Yuanzhou, besides your last name, that pathetic blood tie is the only thing connecting you to the Liu family. When you were 3, a terminally ill nanny lost you. To atone, she jumped to her death. She left her son, who was your age, to be raised by your parents. All these years, that nanny's son has been living your life, soaking up the love that was supposed to be yours, while you were suffering at the hands of human traffickers, living a nightmare. You finally made it back to the Liu family. But the misery didn't end. It only got worse. You realized everyone revolves around Lu Qianze. You had to yield to him at every turn, walking on eggshells just to survive. Even when he committed rape, you were the one labeled insane and forced to take the fall. Compared to him, you'll never be loved by these people. even after being locked away for 10 years. They don't feel a shred of pity for you. Lu Yuanzhou, stop hoping. These people will only let you down again and again. I clenched my fists so hard. My nails dug into my palms. I needed the physical pain to drive the voices out of my head, but the dull ache in my chest wouldn't go away. When we reached the estate, the servants were waiting with a fire pan. They came over to greet us with fake respect. But that respect was reserved solely for Shen Shui. Miss Shen, the young master wants you to see his competition. He said he'll be waiting at the venue until you show up. Shen Shui nodded. As she turned to leave without a second thought, she suddenly stopped and looked at me, appearing slightly apologetic. Yuanzhou, you just got back. Get some rest. I'll come to see you another day. With that, she hurried away. She didn't even pause. When the servant's voice, dripping with disdain and mockery, rang out behind her, she didn't stop for even a second. Young master, please step over this fire pan first. The madam ordered it specifically, so you don't bring any bad luck into the house. The madam is doing this for your own good. Don't be so ungrateful, young master. Oh, and the master said, you're to stay inside from now on. Don't go out, making a scene and embarrassing us. Don't ruin the Lu family's reputation. Bad luck? Embarrassing? So, Lu Qianzhe getting drunk and raping an innocent girl wasn't embarrassing. That didn't ruin the family name. I was the one who took the hit for everything. Yet, somehow, I'm the bad luck. But I was long used to their attitude. I had no expectations left, and no feelings about it either. I silently stepped over the fire pan and walked back into the depressing basement that always made me feel suffocated. Young master, we've kept your room exactly as it was all these years. Forget about the family. Not even us servants would set foot in there. The master and madam didn't arrange a new room. So, young master, you'll just have to keep rotting in this basement. The servant mocked me once more and left. I stared blankly at the dilapidated basement. From the age of 14 when I was found, until I was 23, this place was home in name only. It never had a shred of warmth. It didn't even give me the sense of belonging I felt back when I was sleeping under bridges. I drifted off into a restless sleep. My dreams were troubled. My scars began to throb with pain. I dreamed about the time I was first brought back. Back then, my parents only cared about Lu Qianzhe and my sister, Lu Qiuqiao. They either ignored me or just went through the motions. I could tell they didn't love me, and everyone else could see it too. The nannies, the housekeeper, even the gardeners, any of them could insult me. And Shen Shui. She appeared just as they were handing me spoiled milk. She suddenly stepped in front of me. We were the same age then, but she was radiant and full of confidence. She flew into a rage and punished those people. Back then, she said, Lu Yuanzhou, don't be afraid. This is your home. We have an engagement after all. We're going to get married one day. So, stand tall. You need to get strong, fast. That way, no one can bully you. She was the first bit of warmth I ever felt in my miserable life. But when I wake up, even that trace of warmth from the dream vanishes. Without even realizing it, I'm crying. I wipe the tears and sit in the basement, staring into nothing. It's dark and damp here. Not a single ray of light can reach this place. I think of Shen Shui again. She used to be the first one to stand by my side, protecting me. But now, for the first time, I have an overwhelming urge to just leave. Voices drift down from upstairs. The basement is too stuffy, so I walk toward the stairs. That's when I hear them in the living room. My family talking about my parents. Is Lu Yuanzhou really my brother? Are you sure there wasn't a mistake? With that DNA test you did in secret, how could I have a brother with zero manners? second brother was so distracted because of him today that he failed his piano competition. At least Sister Shuer took him out for some private time. Otherwise, he'd be devastated. He prepared so long for this competition. Lu Yuanzhou could have come home any other day. Why did he have to pick today? Couldn't he have made his own way back? He actually forced Sister Shuer to pick him up. I'm seriously over it. My dad sighs, sounding completely helpless. Spend more time with your second brother these next few days. He's prone to overthinking. Try not to let him spiral. My mom sounds just as weary. Sigh. The one I'm most worried about is Lu Yuanzhou. He's back with that "the world owes me" attitude, targeting Xianzhe at every opportunity. Now that he's back in this house, they'll be running into each other constantly. It's going to be difficult. I'm terrified Qianzi's heart condition will flare up again. I clench my fists, my heart overflowing with bitter self-mockery. My release date was set 10 years ago. 10 years. How the hell is it my fault that Lu Qianze failed his piano competition? And Lu Yuanzhou is something else too. The junior comes home and doesn't even bother to greet his elder sibling. Does he expect us parents to go down there and coddle him? Hearing my father's irritation, I turn back and return to the basement. It's better not to expect anything from these people. They'll only let you down, over and over. I find that secret file in my inbox. I read through it carefully. As I prepare to sign the digital form, the file's audio prompt plays. Comrade Lu Yuanzhou, please consider this carefully before signing. This document takes effect within 7 days. If you sign and accept this mission, all your identity information will be erased for the next 10 years. All traces of your whereabouts will be classified. Furthermore, during these 10 years, you are strictly forbidden from contacting the outside world. I hit the confirm button. Stroke by stroke, I sign my name. Once it's done, a notification pops up. Congratulations. You are now a member of the National Geological Survey team. Please prepare yourself as quickly as possible. In 7 days, technical staff will provide you with a new identity. They will escort you to Livingston Island to carry out your mission. 7 days is plenty of time to say goodbye to the first half of my life. I have waited 10 long years for this day. My eyes sting. It's like I can finally see a bright, brilliant future shining right in front of me. 10 years ago, I had already been accepted into the National Geological Survey team. But because of that accident, I missed out on a decade. Thankfully, it's still not too late. The next morning, as I'm heading out for breakfast, I run right into Shen Shuer and Lu Qianz. They're laughing and chatting. The moment they see me, their smiles freeze. I ignore them. I'm about to walk past when Shen Shuer grabs my arm. Yuanzhou, where are you going? Did you misunderstand something? Lu Qianz looks at me with a smirk. His voice sounds innocent, but it's laced with feigned hurt. Brother, please don't get the wrong idea. I only stayed out last night because I was with Shuer. I didn't mean to skip coming home, but we're totally innocent. Nothing happened. I was just feeling a bit down yesterday. Shuer saw I was in a bad mood, so she took me out to distract me all night. Standing this close, I can clearly smell it. The exact same scent of body wash on both of them. Fragrant. Are you finished? If you're done, get out of my way. Shen Shuer looks at me confused. Lu Qianz, far from stepping aside, actually hooks his arm through mine. He gives me an enthusiastic invite. Brother, Mom and Dad are personally cooking today. It's to make up for my failure yesterday. Join us. I'm telling you, their cooking is amazing. Ignoring my obvious discomfort, he drags me toward the living room. I have to suppress my disgust to keep from shoving him off. Shen Shuer follows close behind. As soon as we enter, I see them, my parents and my spoiled sister, busy in the kitchen. Looks like second brother and sister Shui are back from their private date. I'm going to check on them. I wonder if they finally made it official. Kyokiao's words die in her throat when she sees me. She glares at me with pure annoyance. Zero manners, she mutters. You come in and don't even say hello. No upbringing at all. My parents come out with their plates. Their smiles freeze the moment they spot me. It's like they're repelled by my presence. An intruder. But they force themselves to play the hosts. What are you all standing there for? Take a seat. The food's getting cold. Lu Xianze hugs my mother, acting like a spoiled child. Thank you, Mom. You and Dad are the best. The look my parents give him is pure, unconditional love. In this moment, I am the outsider, an error that crashed this perfect, happy family. The table is covered in delicious seafood. Everyone's eyes, full of smiles, are fixed on Lu Qian's. Not a single person remembers that I'm allergic to seafood. Seeing me still standing there, Lu Qianze plays the considerate brother. He calls out warmly, "Brother, why are you just standing there? Come over. Do you not like the food Mom and Dad made? Or are you still mad because they went to my competition yesterday instead of picking you up? I'm so sorry, brother. I had no idea the competition was yesterday. It's all my fault. I ruined your big day." My parents and Lu Qiaoqiao's expressions shift. They were already annoyed, but now they look at me with blatant blame. Except I haven't said a single word. Shen Shuer gets up and walks over to me. She leads me to my seat. Qianze, don't overthink it. Your brother isn't that petty. He wouldn't hold a grudge over something like that. Shen Shuer sits next to me, ready to serve me some food. Suddenly, Lu Qianze stands and steps between us. Right in front of my face, he grabs Shen Shuer's hand. He looks at me, challenging me. Brother, really? Are you really that generous? You won't hold a grudge no matter what. Then, why don't you just give me your engagement to Shuer? How about that? The sheer seriousness in his voice makes everyone freeze. Watching them look at me, I can only laugh bitterly. My heart is filled with a thick, suffocating self-mockery. If I were the one making that kind of demand right now, how would they react? They'd probably scream that I was shameless, stealing his own brother's fiancée. They'd probably point right at my face and lose their minds. Call me a snake. Say I only know how to fight with my brother. That I'm not acting like an older brother at all. But when the one being shameless, the one exposing his true colors, becomes their precious favored son, they all go quiet. Every single one of them is tensely waiting for my reaction. Watching this pathetic, ironic scene, I couldn't help but sneer. Lu Qian's, is it that everything I own you want to take for yourself? And you guys, as my family and lover, do you want me to just nod and say yes? To just yield to him? The room fell into a dead silence. Or rather, they isolated me just by switching to their dialect. Lu Qianze used his most aggrieved tone, begging them for help in dialect. What should I do? I think I said the wrong thing again. I always accidentally upset Big Brother, but I really didn't mean anything else. I just thought the vibe was awkward and wanted to lighten the mood. I didn't think Big Brother would take a joke so seriously. How am I supposed to be around him now? I never thought about taking from him. If only I disappeared completely, would Big Brother finally be happy? Before he could even finish, my father cut him off. Stop talking nonsense. This is your home. We are the family who loves you most. Don't ever think like that again. My mother walked over to him, holding his hand. Qianze, you've always been too sensible for your own good. You don't need to worry about Lu Yuanzhou's feelings. And don't be sad. His personality has become so twisted over the years. He's petty and always nitpicking. Even if your father and I wanted to like him, we honestly just can't. Lu Qiao glared at me too, responding to her second brother in dialect, thinking I was clueless. In our eyes, you're the only family we have. I only have one brother in this life. You? As for someone as uneducated as him, I'll never call him brother as long as I live. As they huddled together, speaking dialect, Shen Shuer looked at me several times, hesitating. She looked awful, lost in her own thoughts. I looked at Shen Shuer and asked, pretending I was clueless, "Miss Shen, what are they saying? I can't understand them." Shen Shuer wouldn't even meet my eyes. She casually lied. "It's nothing. They're just lecturing Qianze, telling him not to make jokes like that again." How pathetic. Every single one of them is on guard against me. But what they don't know is that I understand everything, every single word, and every word they said was like a sharp blade, stabbing straight into my heart. Even though I've told myself 1,000 times to let it go, I still can't help but feel the pain. I didn't want to stay there a second longer, watching my family plot against me. I stood up and made an excuse to leave. "I want to go for a walk alone. You guys eat." I ignored them and walked out. Their complaints in dialect followed me out, dripping with intense resentment. He's infuriating. I carried him for 9 months just to give birth to this. I slaved over this huge meal. And not only is he ungrateful, he doesn't care about it at all. It's so disheartening. "All right, Mom, don't be angry. It's better if someone like him doesn't eat anyway." Just seeing that scar on his face is enough to make me lose my appetite. Appreciate? How was I supposed to appreciate it? They are my biological parents. I once told them I was allergic to seafood, but they couldn't remember. Because in their eyes, Lu Qianze has always been the only one who matters. He's the sensible one, always looking so innocent. Suddenly, I remembered. Those first few days after I was brought home. Back then, Lu Qianze enthusiastically asked me what I liked to eat, what I hated, and if I had any allergies. I told him I was allergic to seafood. But, at the banquet held to welcome me back, the table was covered in nothing but seafood. That's when I realized that this so-called brother of mine might not actually be happy I was back. He put a crab on my plate back then, looking at me expectantly. I only hesitated for a moment before my father snapped at me. "What are you waiting for? Qianze personally served you that crab. You have to eat it. Don't let his kindness go to waste." I explained cautiously, "Dad, I'm allergic to seafood. I can't eat this." Lu Qianze acted completely shocked. He looked at me and whispered, "How can that be? Brother, you're allergic. Then why did you tell me that seafood was your favorite?" I steamed this crab myself. There was a small blister on his hand, clearly a burn. My mother's face went cold instantly. She grabbed Lu Qianze's hand, heartbroken, and turned on me to defend her innocent son. "Lu Yuanzhou, that's enough. I don't care how you were scheming against people while you were out there. But now that you're home, you have to get along with your siblings. If I catch you lying and framing your brother again, don't blame me for disowning you." Lu Qiao pointed at the crab too, forcing me to eat it. "Lu Yuanzhou, you big jerk. You have to eat it. My brother burned his hand just to steam this for you. If you don't eat it, you're my enemy for life. I won't let you hear the end of it." Under everyone's glares, I swallowed my resentment and ate that crab. I ate until the reaction kicked in. Hives covered my body. I struggled to breathe. "What?" And my face turned pale as I began to suffocate. Even then, they just stared at me, with even more disgust and annoyance. "He's actually allergic. Butler, what are you waiting for? Call 911. Honey, how is this possible? Neither you nor I have allergies. How could our child be allergic? Sigh. The allergy isn't even the point. The point is he just got back and he's already so malicious. How am I supposed to be a mother to him and treat him like a son without feeling resentful? Every single one of them looked at me with disapproval. There wasn't a hint of concern or worry in their eyes. Even a total stranger would have shown basic concern, but they didn't. Instead, all three of them huddled around Lu Qianzhe to comfort him. Qianzhe, don't take it to heart. His allergy is his own fault for being so spiteful. If he hadn't tried to maliciously frame you, he wouldn't be suffering the consequences. I still remember that feeling of helplessness and despair because of the severe reaction. I was in the hospital for 7 days. Not one of them came to visit me once, except for Shen Shuer, who would drop by for a quick look after school. The whole world had turned its back on me. I broke down so many times back then. I couldn't understand why the family I had longed for would treat me like this. Why didn't they believe me? The only person who gave me any trust was Shen Shuer, though you couldn't really call it trust. She just comforted me, saying, "Let the past stay in the past. Don't overthink it. Just focus on getting better. You still have to go to school later." I believe you didn't lie. When I heard her say those words, "I believe you," my eyes filled with tears. Back then, Shen Shuer really did seem like a warm beam of light. She was the light shining into my cold, dark abyss. I couldn't help but be obsessed with her. I wanted to be near her, no matter the cost. So for all those years, I intentionally ignored the second half of her sentence. I believe Qianzhe too. I grew up with him. I know the kind of person he is. I think he just misheard something. I hope you don't misunderstand him. Thinking back now, that trust she gave was just an offhand comment. Yet I was the fool who held on to it for so long. Without exception, they only love Lu Qianzhe. No matter what happens, they'll always take his side. They all saw me having that allergic reaction, but not a single one remembered. Then again, even if they knew, they wouldn't give a damn. Not that I need them to. 7 days. In 7 days, I'm leaving this place for good. I went back to the basement and grabbed my guitar. It's been 10 years. This guitar used to be my most prized possession. After a decade in the damn P, the tone is ruined. It'll cost a fortune to fully restore it. It's actually hilarious. The Lu family is worth hundreds of millions. Yet, as a son of this house, I'd even have $500 to my name. I took the guitar to a shop on the commercial street. I asked around. Fixing it would cost over 20 for me, right now. That's an astronomical figure. So I had to find a way to work some side gigs. I need to scrape that money together. I have to fix the only thing I have left to care about. I went to perform at the busiest bar in the city. I didn't finish until 3:00 a.m. When I finally checked my phone, I saw dozens of missed calls from Shen Shuer. A ton of texts, too, asking where I was. I looked at the messages, feeling nothing. I just texted back, "What's up? Something wrong?" She must have been waiting by her phone. Seconds after I sent it, she called me. "Yuanzhou. Where are you? Give me the address. I'm coming to get you. I need to talk to you." I gave her my location. In less than 10 minutes, her Rolls-Royce Phantom pulled up right in front of me. She looked at me anxiously, confused. "Yuanzhou, who were you at the bar with? I don't recall you having any friends." I couldn't help but laugh bitterly. True, I have nothing. No family, no lover, not even a single friend. I didn't bother answering her. She didn't push it. Just as she was about to speak, my stomach gave an awkward growl. She pulled me into the car, her voice sounding so gentle. "Yuanzhou, let's go to that restaurant. Your old favorite." I wasn't about to argue with my stomach. I just nodded calmly. The streets at 3:00 0 a.m. were still as bright as day. For the rich, in this city, there's no difference between day and night. My favorite restaurant was in the old district. Just a tiny hole in the wall. Nothing like the high-end places on the main strip. It was where I used to work part-time in school. Honestly, it wasn't even my favorite teen. I just once saved up a whole month's wages to treat Shen Shuer to a meal here. No wonder she still remembers. She froze when it was time to order. After some hesitation, she handed the menu to me. To kill the awkwardness, she tried to strike up a conversation. What she said actually moved me for a split second. But it was only a split second. Yuanzhou, I know you don't like seafood. Consider this your welcome home meal. And don't take today too personally. It's not that they don't remember. It just slipped their minds for a moment. Xianzhe loves it. And besides, today's dinner was meant to cheer him up. So, it's understandable that your parents were a bit distracted. Don't be so. Cut her off with a frown. I just want to eat in peace. Can we not talk about them? She went quiet. She looked pretty upset. Neither of us broke the silence while we ate tea. Shen Shuer. Her name fits her. She's proud and beautiful. She has this radiant glow about her. I still remember when I first came back, how she introduced herself. She was so poised. Hello, Lu Yuanzhou. I'm Shen Shuei. I'm your fiancé. Our families have been close for generations. This engagement was settled the moment we were born. She was the first person to show me any kindness. The first bit of warmth I felt here. My parents are business giants. They're heavyweights in the industry. Since the day they found me, they've looked down on me. I didn't have the aura they wanted. They hated my timidness. Hated that I wasn't as charming as Lu Qian's. So no matter how well I did in school, even when I got into the best university, in their eyes, I couldn't touch Lu Qian's mediocre 80s because my parents didn't care. And because of Lu Qian's constant scheming, the servants at home insulted me, the kids at school bullied me, and every time Shen Shuer was there, she'd rip into them for me. She'd tell everyone, cold and serious, open your damn eyes. Look closely. Lu Yuanzhou is the Lu family's actual son. He is my, Shen Shuer's, future husband. You nobodies. Don't get to just bully him. She'd tutor me. She'd bring me treats. Every holiday, she'd give me a gift. This guitar right here. She gave it to me for graduation. The year we finished college. You never forget the one who was kind to you when you were down to. I was at that age, just starting to feel things. And she became the girl I hid in my heart. I dreamed of a future with her. I was totally done with the Lu family. But I didn't leave, because I was holding on to that engagement with her. But now, I don't want any of it. I ate fast. She looked like she'd already eaten. She only took a few bites. She just sat there watching me, smiling. The smile was the same as I remembered, but it didn't heal me anymore. It felt totally cold. On the drive back, she watched me through the rearview mirror. Seeing me clutching the guitar, she asked, Yuanzhou, do you really love that guitar? I remember you loved the piano too. You look so cool when you play. How about I buy you a piano? Think of it as a congrats on your freedom gift. What do you say? The knife in my heart began to throb again. I refused, flatly. No thanks. I'm good. Guitar. Piano. I don't want any of it. 5 more days. In 5 days, I can leave this place forever. Gifts are useless now. Besides, I don't want to bother you anymore. There's no point. The car went quiet again. She looked conflicted. She kept checking me through the mirror, hesitating. I wasn't curious about what she was thinking. On the contrary, I was wondering, when she personally arranged for me to be committed, stealing 10 years of my life, did she feel even a second of guilt? When we arrived, I got out. She followed me. She took a bag out of the trunk and handed it to me. Yuanzhou, this is some medicine to help with the scars. I know you care a lot about your appearance. Over the last 10 years, I've consulted so many specialists. I had this ointment, custom-made, specifically, based on their formula. You should try it. I'm sure it'll work. Once your face is back to normal, will you marry me? I want to be your most beautiful bride. Before she could even finish, she was cut off by the harsh ringing of her phone. I saw the caller ID on the screen. Qianze. She hung up without answering. But as the phone kept vibrating, and the messages kept flooding in, her eyes were instinctively drawn back to the screen. I didn't stick around. I didn't give her an answer, either. I just walked away in silence. Later, while I was staring into space in the basement, clutching that guitar, Shen Shuer sent me a text. Yuanzhou, I'm so sorry. Qianze had some work stuff to deal with tonight. I didn't mean to ignore you. Please forgive me, Yuanzhou. Get some sleep, and don't forget to use the ointment. I didn't reply. But sleep that night was far from peaceful. I dreamed about the year Shen Shuer was diagnosed with leukemia, when our bone marrow was a mat. I donated mine without a second thought. But, as my body slowly recovered, and I saw Shen Shuer again, I realized she and Lu Qianze were getting closer and closer. I thought that donation would be the turning point for our relationship. I never imagined that from that moment on, we'd only drift apart. Even her gaze was slowly starting to shift toward Lu Qianze. When I woke up, I was still curled up alone in that basement. Like a child, abandoned by the whole world. I cleaned myself up a bit and headed out. I was planning to rent a decent guitar from the commercial street. Walking through the yard, the laughter coming from the living room made me pause. Shen Shuer was holding a snow-white cat, chatting with Lu Qianze. I don't know what they were talking about, but they both looked incredibly happy, staring at that irritating scene. My heart felt even colder than before. I didn't linger. I just turned and left. With the money I made from my gig yesterday, I rented a guitar. I also bought a mask and set up a spot to busk in the music square. In a city this busy, there were plenty of street performers. So, for once, I didn't feel completely out of place. There was a mall right across from me. I sat there all morning and played about 5 songs. Most of the requests came from young couples, all romantic and full of hope. But I never expected to run into someone I knew, especially not my own sister. Lu Yuanzhou, are you insane? Who gave you permission to beg on the street, in front of everyone? Where are the Lu family's pride supposed to go? She stomped toward me in her high heels, looking absolutely livid. When she saw the song list on the ground, she kicked it several times in a rage. She pointed her finger at me and started screaming. I calmly straightened the list and looked at her with a blank expression. There's no shame in earning money with your own skills. That only made her angrier. She stared at me in disbelief, as if I just told a bad joke. Lu Yuanzhou, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Using this pathetic stunt just to get our attention. Earning money? You? As a child of the Lu family, would you ever lack money? She thought my working here was a joke, but her words were the real irony. The children of the Lu family don't lack money. But since when has anyone ever treated me like one? Please move. Don't interfere with my job. Lu Qiao glared at me, her eyes filled with pure disgust and impatience. Just wait until I tell Mom and Dad about this. You're going to drive everyone insane. Can't you do something respectable for once? You just have to be jealous of second brother. With an attitude like this, how could anyone ever like you? She was shouting at me, her emotions spiraling, and she even raised her hand to slap me. I caught her arm. But, in the struggle, the mask fell off my face. Staring at the scar on my face, her expression shifted into something awkward. Her harsh tone even carried a trace of actual concern. Lu Yuanzhao, look at your face. That horrific scar. It looks like a damn centipede. Instead of wasting time here, you should go to a hospital and get your face fixed. Just go home already. I don't want to fight with you. As I picked up the mask and put it back on, she hesitated, still glaring at me. Her eyes were a mess of emotions. Lu Yuanzhao, don't think for a second that I'll be grateful, just because you got hurt for me once. Being disfigured is your own fault. I didn't ask you to save me. It's your own fault for sticking your nose in where it didn't belong. Right then, Shen Shuer and Lu Qianze emerged from the mall, heading our way. Lu Qianze was carrying boba tea and popcorn. Looks like they were heading to a movie. I didn't want to stay a second longer. I packed my things and turned to leave. Lu Qiaoqiao's furious voice followed me. Lu Yuanzhou, you jerk. I'm talking to you. You just keep ignoring me. With an attitude like that, don't ever expect me to call you brother. Brother? I stopped caring about that a long time ago. Actually, when I first came back to the Lu family, I genuinely liked this sister of mine. I really did. Every time I saw her calling Lu Qianze brother, I was so jealous. But she never even looked me in the eye. No matter what I did, all she felt for me was disgust and rejection. She used to say, Lu Yuanzhou, get away from me. It's like you're toxic. How could someone like you be my brother? Don't ever expect me to acknowledge you. Now she finds the scar on my face hideous. But she forgot that the only reason I have this scar is because I shielded her during that car crash. She probably never even considered that if I hadn't stepped in front of her that day, if she had been the one injured, this hideous, jagged scar would be on her face. That was in my second year with the Lu family. Back then, I was doing everything I could to fit in, desperately trying to please them, always trying to do everything perfectly. During that accident, I threw myself in front of her to block the impact. She was completely unharmed, and her first instinct was to check on Lu Qianze. Brother, are you okay? You scared me to death. Are you hurt anywhere? Do you feel okay? As for her biological brother, Amy, covered in blood with a glass shard, having ripped a huge gash in my face, she didn't even bother to spare me a glance. I knew right then, no matter what I did, the only brother she would ever acknowledge was Lu Qianze. I tried my best, but I won't beg for their love ever again. I spent my days busking in the music square, and my nights performing at the bar. After 4 straight days of this, I finally had enough to fix the guitar. I was about to head to the guitar shop with the cash when Shen Shuer suddenly texted me, telling me to come back to the Lu house. She said she needed to talk. Knowing I was leaving the day after tomorrow, I decided to go back one last time. When I arrived, the atmosphere in the living room was heavy. My parents looked conflicted and clearly upset. Even Lu Qiaoqia. When she saw me, she gave me a vicious glare. Then she huffed, turning her head away, refusing to look at me. Shen Shuer had 2 staff members with her. It looked like they had been waiting for me for a while. She'd been blowing up my phone the past few days. But there was no longer any need for us to chat or share our lives like we used to. Plus, I was busy, so I didn't reply. I had no idea what she was up to now. Just as I turned to look at her, she ran over with a smile and hooked her arm through mine. Yuanzhou, she explained gently. Look, I personally designed our wedding rings. Do you like them? As soon as she said that, the staff members standing behind her opened a tablet to show me the design model. I was a bit surprised. I glanced at the rings. The diamond design was gorgeous, interlocking perfectly. Clearly, a lot of effort went into this. Yuanzhou, why are you spacing out? Do you like it? I've been working on these rings for 2 or 3 years. I wanted it to be a surprise for when you got out. Let's let them take your measurements. Once that's done, they can start crafting them immediately. Our families are meeting in a few days. So how about we set an engagement date then? There was a flicker of hope in her gentle eyes, as if she were genuinely dreaming of our future. Meanwhile, my parents' expressions only grew darker. Even Lu Qiuqiu glared at me, muttering in annoyance, "Sister Shuer, you're getting engaged to him. Then what about my second brother?" Shen Shuer froze, her expression turning awkward. Still, she frowned and explained, "Qiuqiu, stop talking nonsense. My fiancé is your older brother." Ignoring Lu Qiuqiu's murderous look, I held out my hand for the measurements. Shen Shuer looked relieved, standing beside me to get her own measurements done. Lu Qiuqiu rushed forward to interrupt, unwilling to let it go. "Sister Shuer, have you really thought this through? My second brother loves you so much. If you marry this guy, do you have any idea how devastated he'll be? He donated his bone marrow for you. He'd do anything for you." Bone marrow. But I was the one who actually donated it. Shen Shuai hesitated again, but she still looked at me and said, "Qianze and I are just friends." No sooner had she said that than Lu Qianze appeared on the third floor, looking soul-crushed. He held a fruit knife to his own throat. "Mom, Dad, Qiuqiu, Shuer," he cried out, sounding pathetic. "I'm sorry. My heart hurts so much I feel like I'm dying. I couldn't help but fall in love with Shuer. But I wish her and Big Brother nothing but happiness. Goodbye, my love. Goodbye, my family. I won't make things difficult for you anymore." The second he opened his mouth, everyone in the living room ditched me and scrambled up to the third floor. That fruit knife was tiny and dull. Combined with 3 people desperately stopping him, it only managed a tiny scratch on his neck. Nothing fatal. But that one pathetic stunt was enough to throw the entire Lu house into a total panic all night. I listened to my mother's heartbroken wailing and the sound of the ambulance siren, curled up in my basement for another night. Early the next morning, I took my guitar and the cash I'd scraped together and headed out to the shop. Today was my birthday. Fixing the guitar was my birthday gift to myself. As I was trying to leave, Lu Qiuqiu blocked my path. She pointed at my face and started screaming, "Lu Yuanzhao, you're such a jinx. Ever since you got back, there hasn't been a single day of peace in this house. You literally drove second brother to suicide yesterday. Are you happy now? Today is second brother's birthday. If you still care about this family at all, stop fooling around outside. Come back early. Remember to buy him a gift and apologize to him tonight." Looking at the furious girl in front of me, I found it hilarious. This was my biological sister, forcing me to apologize to a brother she wasn't even related to. When it came to Lu Qianze, she couldn't stop calling him brother. She was so affectionate with him, but with me, it was always my full name. But, thankfully, this was the last time I'd have to deal with her. Tomorrow night, I'm leaving this place for good. I'll never have to see these people again. Why should I apologize? You call that a suicide attempt? The scratch probably stopped bleeding before he even reached the Arive. I don't think I did anything wrong, so I'm not apologizing. As I walked past her, she flew into a rage. She started screaming at my back, "Lu Yuanzhu, you jerk. How can someone be so cold-blooded and heartless? You don't deserve to be a Lu. I actually felt sorry for you this morning. But now I see you deserve to be alone. You deserve to be unloved. Even Sister Shuer doesn't want you." I paused for a second, hearing her voice. I felt a slight sting of bitterness, but nothing else. Whatever. I already knew they didn't love me, so those words couldn't hurt me anymore. Love doesn't matter anymore. I spent all morning getting the guitar fixed. I barely had any money left after that, but at least the guitar was like new again. I went to that restaurant I liked, ate alone, then walked through the streets, decked out in Christmas decorations for a long time. My phone wouldn't stop ringing. I looked at it calmly, not wanting to reply to anyone. My parents were nagging me to come back and celebrate their precious son's birthday. And Lukiokia was also pestering me to buy a gifty and go back to apologize to Lu Qians. Even Shen Shuier sent a series of texts. Yuanzhou, where are you? Come back to the house. I need to talk to you. I thought about it for a bit, then replied, Shen Shuier, you want me to come back for Qianzi's birthday? Don't waste your time. I'm not wishing him anything. And if you're trying to make me apologize, then don't even think about it. Winter felt especially brutal this year. The wind made me shiver. Couples were everywhere, holding hands, hugging, and kissing. The fireworks in the sky were like a backdrop for their happiness. I suddenly remembered the years when things were good between me and Shen Shuer. My birthday is right before Christmas. Those 2 years, she would always celebrate it with me. I remember one time most clearly. She was in the States, and she called to wish me a happy birthday. She said she'd bring back a gift. I was so touched, because she was the only one in the world who remembered my birthday, the only one who'd ever give me a gift. Qianze and I share the same birthday, and every year on this day, my parents and sister would throw a massive banquet at the Lu house. They'd start picking out gifts half a month in advance, all just to give Lu Qianze a memorable birthday. Sadly, my so-called family had long since forgotten my birthday. They probably never even bothered to ask when it was, or maybe they did know, but when forced to choose, I was never their priority. But that one year, Shen Shuer actually came back. She flew all the way from America just to be with me for my birthday. We walked through the streets, holding hands, rode the Ferris wheel, and watched the fireworks light up the city. We ate cake, blew out candles, and made wishes. Now, even she doesn't remember. As I walked past a bakery, deep down, I actually really wanted to buy myself a piece of cake, but in the end, I didn't go in. I rushed to the bar to finish my very last shift. While I was changing, I overheard the 2 drummers I perform with chatting. Holy crap, did you hear her? The Shen family heiress is marrying young Master Qianze of the Lu family. The engagement is literally tomorrow. That's a pretty sudden announcement, isn't it? Wait, so those citywide fireworks tonight were those from the Shen girl to young Master Lu? You nailed it. I heard. It's because young Master Lu wasn't feeling well yesterday and had to go to the hospital. It was just some minor thing though. He got discharged today. Plus, today is his birthday. So Miss Shen set off fireworks across the whole city just to celebrate for him. I bet tomorrow's engagement party, which looks so rushed to everyone else, is actually just a huge birthday surprise for young Master Qian's. That actually makes sense. I mean, who doesn't know by now? Miss Shen has always been obsessed with anything involving him. God, I'm so jealous. 3 whole days and nights of citywide fireworks. The rich are on another level. My heart was a mess of emotions. A wave of suffocating bitterness began to spread through my entire body. So, yesterday's ring measurement for our wedding rings was just a sick joke. My phone kept vibrating. Shen Shuer had left several missed calls and texts, all asking where I was. I thought about it and texted back, "Happy birthday to Lu Xian's. Happy engagement tomorrow, in advance. And happy wedding for the future, too. Are you satisfied now?" I turned off my phone, pulled myself together, and went on stage. I wasn't in the zone at all, so I asked to leave early. Luckily, the bar wasn't crowded today, so it wasn't a big deal. When I stepped out of the bar, I noticed it had started snowing. without any warmth around me. The cold wind hit me full force. I was shivering uncontrollably. I slung my guitar over my shoulder and headed for the river. I wanted to sit alone on that Ferris wheel one last time. I wouldn't get another chance. But two familiar cars pulled up next to me, ruining my plans. Lu Qiaoqiao's McLaren and Shen Shuer's Phantom. Lu Qiaoqiao was the first one out. She pointed at the bar entrance behind me, totally losing her cool. Lu Yuanzhou, you jerk. You refused to come home for second brother's birthday, just to fool around in a place like this. Does this make you happy? You always act like we don't treat you as family. But look at how you treat us. Is it that hard to just be there for his birthday? He's been trying so hard to get along with you. But you target him at every turn. I'm used to it by now. Every time Lu Qiaoqiao sees me, she's either hysterical or insulting. She can't stand me, and she's looked down on me forever. But every single time, her words are just so ironic. In her mind, Lu Qianze is her only brother, so she takes it for granted that anything he does is good and right, even when the reality is that he targets me constantly. He stole everything that belonged to me. As long as he's there, everyone's first instinct is to see him, consider him, and love him, no matter what he does. They all think he's the one suffering. I can do everything perfectly, but they're blind to it, whether it's my family or the person I love. Since I didn't say anything, Lu Qiaoqiao snatched my guitar and slammed it into the ground. Another vent for her frustration. Lu Yuanzhou, if you don't care about us as family, then why the hell are you still at the Lu house? I tried to stop her, but it was too late. She even started stomping on it, even through the bag. I could feel the guitar shattering, just as broken as I am right now. Don't look at me like that, Lu Yuanzhou. Is this piece of junk more important to you than your own family? If we're nothing to you, then get lost. I cut off her screaming. Fine, I'll be gone tomorrow. I checked the guitar on the ground, seeing it was broken beyond repair. I couldn't stop my eyes from stinging. Shen Shuer rushed out of her car. She'd heard me. Her voice was frantic. She glared at Lu Qiaoqiao in reproach, then knelt down beside me. Yuanzhou, don't let Qiaoqiao get to you. She's just a kid. She didn't mean it. When a tear hit the guitar, Shen Shuer panicked. She looked at me nervously, even hugging me and trying to soothe me. Yuanzhou, don't cry. You really like this guitar. I'll buy you a new one, okay? Stop this. I know it's your birthday. Let's just be happy, okay? Yuanzhou, look, I picked out this ring for you. Consider it a birthday gift. Let's go back to the house for a bit. Your mom has something to discuss with you. I didn't say a word. I just quietly pushed her away and opened the bag to check the guitar. Shen Shuer seemed to lose her patience. She sighed, sounding annoyed now. Yuanzhou, what is with your attitude lately? Forgetting respect for your elders is one thing, but you won't even listen to me. It's just a damn guitar. Why are you acting like this is the end of the world? Qiaoqiao is your sister. Xianze is your family too. He's your brother. He's your own blood. Can't you just get along with them? Lu Qiaoqiao glared at me, pouting. She gave the guitar another kick. Huh. So dramatic. You're a grown man. I'm not coddling you. Only Sister Shuer has the patience for someone like you. Sister Shuer, I'll be in the car. Lu Qiaoqiao stomped back to her own car. Shen Shuer was becoming increasingly impatient. Yuanzhou, I'm not playing around. Everyone really needs to talk to you. Can we stop wasting time over a broken guitar? I looked at the shattered instrument in my hands and couldn't help but laugh coldly. When our eyes met, the irritation in her gaze made my numb heart throb with pain again. Shen Shuer, You think it's just a broken guitar, too. She snapped back, isn't it? If you like them so much, I'll buy you as many as you want. I'll take you to buy them in a few days. You can pick them yourself. Buy a whole dozen if you want. But you're coming home with me right now. Her tone was cold and final. A wave of suffocating bitterness washed over me. It was overwhelming. I tossed the guitar into a nearby trash can and walked toward her car. Fine. You want me back at the house? You got it. Honestly, I already knew what they were going to say. Seeing me give in, Shen Shuer caught up and shoved a ring box into my hand. Yuan Zhou, I picked this style out just for you. I hope you like it. Guilt flashed across her expression. She reached out and hugged me, her voice full of fake heartache. Yuan Zhou, why have you gotten so thin these past few years? In a few days, I'll definitely make more time to be with you. We'll have every meal together. I hate seeing you so gaunt. Yuan Zhou, promise me. Don't get mad when we get to the Lu house later. Don't fight with everyone, okay? No matter what choices I make, or what happens. You're the only one I love. If I hadn't already found out that she's getting engaged to Lu Qianze tomorrow, I might have actually believed her for a second. But now, her so-called love, set against those citywide fireworks, just sounds like a sick joke. Just as I was about to say something, the passenger window suddenly rolled down. I saw Lu Qian's. That smug, disdainful face. When no one else was looking, his face was full of pure contempt, but his voice was forced, sounding innocent and hurt. Sorry, big brother. Shuer, I didn't mean to interrupt your hug, but if we keep stalling, it's going to be really late. Mom and Dad aren't used to staying up this late. And Shuer, we have something important tomorrow. I didn't say anything. I just pushed Shen Shuer aside and climbed into the back. My heart was cold as ice. The Lu family estate. My parents were waiting. The moment she saw me, my mom asked Lu Qiao in dialect, where has he been fooling around so late? All these people waiting for him for so long. He's becoming more and more uncivilized. Lu Qiao glared at me, then went over to sit down. She replied in dialect, thinking I couldn't understand. Mom, Dad, tell the finance office to just cut off Lu Yuanzhao's allowance. There's no point. No matter how well you treat someone like him, they'll never be presentable. He's low class. He only knows how to embarrass the Lu family. A few days ago, I saw him busking and begging on the street, and tonight, he's out fooling around at a bar. He knew perfectly well it was second brother's birthday. I reminded him first thing this morning, but he's just set on being a jerk. I didn't want to listen to this mother and daughter bad-mouthing me anymore. I just played dumb and cut straight to the chase. I spoke up. Just tell me what you want already. My mom then stepped forward, putting on an act. She took my hand and asked after my well-being. Child, why are you being so distant with your family? You didn't even dress warmer when you went out. Look at how cold your hands are. As your mother, it breaks my heart to see you like this. If this were in the past, if this were her genuine concern for me, I would have probably been moved to tears. But not now. This broken heart has long since gone numb. Seeing that I didn't respond, the smile she was forcing froze on her face. But she still pressed on with her kind words. Sigh. Yuanzhou, you have to understand, Mom. All three of you are my children. You're all my own flesh and blood. I care about all of you. But you're the oldest brother. You need to be more yielding to your siblings. Your brother developed bipolar disorder, and it's a very severe case. He can't control himself like a normal person. He's still young. He can't let this illness ruin the rest of his life. To help him crawl out of this abyss, your father, Shuer, and I discussed it, and we decided to take the lead. We've set their wedding date. It's tomorrow. So, if you're not happy staying in the house tomorrow, just go out for a stroll. If you need money, just tell me. I stood there like a soulless mannequin, staring blankly at the mother in front of me. Sometimes, I really wonder, is she really my mother? Why is it that she never actually sees me? Since my earliest memories, I've envied children who had real mothers. The concept of a mother was sacred and beautiful to me. I was always hoping that my mother could love me properly too, even if not deeply. If she could just act like a normal parent and have a basic relationship with me. But she only ever let me down. Seeing that I remained silent, my high and mighty father grew displeased. He glared at me, his tone full of resentment. He gripped the Celadon teacup tightly in his hand, as if at any second he might crush it in his rage. Lu Yuanzhou, why are you glaring at your mother like that? She's trying to reason with you. Who do you think you are, giving her that look? Don't forget, this engagement is an alliance between our two families. Without the Lu family, could you ever marry Shu'er? Lu Qiaoqiao chimed in sarcastically. Fee. Some people just think way too highly of themselves. They haven't even considered that without the Lu family, what kind of life they'd be living right now. And for all these years, second brother and sister Shu'er have been in love. If it hadn't been for this intruder barging in halfway through, it would have been sister Shu'er marrying my second brother anyway. What does it have to do with him? Someone like him. Not only is he not good enough for sister Shu'er, but, comparing him to my second brother, he isn't worth a single hair on his head. That's enough, Qiaoqiao. Stop talking nonsense. Yuanzhou is your older brother. Stop making trouble. I love Yuanzhou. That is an indisputable fact. Shen Shu'er spoke up, interrupting Lu Qiaoqiao. But from start to finish, she stood right by Lu Qianzhe's side. She didn't even spare me a glance. As for my parents, they felt nothing. Maybe they felt the same as Lu Qiaoqiao, that I was just an uninvited intruder, completely redundant. I listened quietly until they finished, feeling nothing but irony. I turned to look at Shen Shu'er and handed the ring over. Since you're fine with this plan, there's no need to ask me. I respect all of your choices. Since you're getting engaged to him, then you should take this ring back. There's no point in me keeping it. Maybe you can give it to him. I'm sure he'd love it. Shen Shu'er looked at me in disbelief, a hint of hurt in her eyes. Yuanzhou, you don't want it. I nodded and replied seriously. Yeah, I don't want it. And not just the ring. I'm done with you too. Shen Shu'er's eyes instantly welled up. She walked toward me and grabbed my hand frantically. Yuanzhou, are you angry? Can you please just believe me? I told you, I love you. Shanzai's deepest obsession right now is getting engaged to me, but it's just a fake. It's just for show, a mere formality. I just want to help him get through this emotional phase, where he's not himself. Sigh, how ironic. You've agreed to get engaged to another man, and yet you still want to string me along with love. I pulled my hand away, placed the ring in her hand, and before I could speak, she opened it frantically, explaining nervously. Yuanzhou, look, I had this ring, custom-made, specifically for you. This style is perfect for you. Just wait for me. Give me a little time, okay? Just then, Lu Qianzhe suddenly stepped in front of us, holding out his hand with the ring on it. He pleaded with a choked voice. Big brother, please, just accept Shu'er's ring. Otherwise I'd feel too guilty to wear mine. Big brother, if you act like this, I'll be feeling miserable all day tomorrow. It should be such a wonderful day, seeing me just stare at his ring with total indifference. No hysterical questioning, no bloodshot eyes full of rage. Lu Qianzhe seemed pissed. His face shifted in a second. He started clawing at his own hair, acting all frantic and manic. It's all my fault. I'm just a third wheel. Big brother, if you don't want this, then forget it. Don't worry about how I feel. Beside him, Shen Shuer saw Lu Qian's agonized state and immediately looked heartbroken. She didn't even care that the ring in her hand dropped to the floor, just like the others. Shen Shuer rushed to Lu Qian's side, grabbing his arm to soothe him. Qian's, stop it. Don't hurt yourself. The engagement will happen tomorrow as planned. I gave you my word, and I'm keeping it. Lu Qiao pointed at me, screaming in a rage. Lu Yuanzhou, just get out. Ever since you came back, you've made this entire house toxic. So what if you were the one originally engaged to Sister Shuer? This is a matter of life and death now. If you don't yield, what happens to second brother? Do you want the whole family to get on our knees and beg? Would that make you happy? Besides, have you even looked in a mirror? Look at that hideous scar on your face. You look like a freak. If you actually stood next to Sister Shuer at an engagement party, it wouldn't just be the Lu family losing face. You really want the Shens and the Lus to be humiliated because of you. Yield. What a nice way to put it. Ever since I was found, my parents, my sister, my own flesh and blood, have only ever used that word. My original room had long since been given to Lu Qian's. Back then, my parents hated how timid I was. They didn't give me a second thought. As for the room, they just casually said, just let your brother have your room, for now. It started with a room. Then it was every little thing in my life. Even when Lu Qianze got drunk and raped an innocent girl, I was told to be a good older brother and yield, to take the fall for him. I still remember when I refused. My mother held a bottle of pesticide to her lips, sobbing and threatening me. Xiao is the child I've cherished all these years. How can I watch his future be destroyed? Can't you, as his brother, help carry this burden? Qianze has always been so brilliant and hardworking. He just got into a program. That makes your father and me so proud. It can't all just go to waste. Besides, your brother's health is poor. How could we ever rest easy with him in prison? You don't even have to go to jail. You just need to cooperate with the people Shuer arranged. Just admit you have a mental illness. Then, you only have to serve your time in an asylum. You'll still have freedom there. No one will bully you. The food and clothes will be top tier. We've set it all up. I'm begging you, as your mother, just help me this once. If you don't, I'll just drink this and end it all right here. My father smashed the only photo I had with them. He roared at my refusal. How do you have the face to say no? Your brother took your place and was a son to us for years. This is the one thing you can do for him. Even my biological sister glared at me with pure accusation. If you don't admit, you're a psycho. Second brother's future is ruined. I didn't agree back then, but it didn't matter. It made no difference. I had just gotten into a top-tier university. My future was actually brighter than Lu Qianzi's. But they didn't see me as their pride. They didn't even care. They never considered how I would survive in a place like that. And this scar on my face serves as a constant reminder that no matter what I do or what price I pay, in their eyes, I deserve it. I clenched my fists, forcing these suffocating memories out of my head, looking at the people in front of me, all wearing the same look of annoyance. I couldn't help but sneer. I won't be there tomorrow. Happy engagement. Everyone looked stunned, totally unable to believe it. I walked out of the room and headed for my basement. The snow began to fall, landing on my shoulders. It felt heavy, just like how I felt inside. Shen Shuer chased after me, She shoved the ring into my hand again. I opened the box right in front of her. The ring inside was identical to the one Lu Qianze was wearing tonight, the exact same diamond ring. What are you trying to prove, Miss Shen? Before she could speak, Lu Qianze caught up and explained with guilt. I'm sorry, big brother. It's my fault. Tomorrow's party was planned so quickly. There wasn't time to custom make 2 sets. So we just got a replica for now. But don't worry. Later on, I'll take mine off and give it to you. See, the irony. The 2 of them wear the real rings, while they hand me a pathetic imitation. And then they have the nerve to say they love me. Shen Shuer tried to explain. Yuanzhao, I'll design a new set for us later. I didn't give her a chance to finish. I just walked away. Tomorrow is the day I leave. I lay in bed, tossing and turning. I did some light packing. Though packing, mostly, meant staring blankly at this massive basement. I had nothing to pack. This place was never a home. Nothing here brought me peace. Besides my phone, an old diary, and a guitar, I owned nothing. I used to have tons of books and study materials in school, but I had to work part-time, just to afford them. Once I was done with them, I'd sell them at the used book market, just to get some pocket money. Everyone in Jinhai knows the Lus and Shens are billionaire families. Generational wealth they could never spend. But, as a Lu, I never received a single cent. Not through middle school and not through college. What I remember most is Lu Qianze and Lu Qiuqia birthday parties, costing nearly 2 million every year. I remember Lu Qianze bragging about a fountain pen our parents bought him. It was worth over $1 million. Compared to that, the $3 pen in my hand was a constant reminder that I never belonged in this family. But, finally, I'm getting out. I pulled out a half-empty pen and opened that old diary to keep writing. I had no friends to talk to. It was the same then as it is now. So I made a habit of writing it all down. Lately, I even recorded my experiences in the asylum. After I leave, I doubt anyone will even step foot in here, except maybe the cleaning crew once in a while. This diary is full of suffocating pain. There isn't a single happy memory in it. Nothing worth keeping. So I'm leaving it behind. Just like I'm leaving behind my parents, my sister, and Shen Shuer. I don't want any of them. In those sleepless hours, I wrote down my final goodbyes. I know they'll probably never see it, but I wrote it anyway. I needed to close this chapter of my life. By the time I closed the diary, it was already late. Just as I was about to sleep, my phone buzzed several times. It was a message from Shen Shuer. It's this late, and she's still up. She was texting me to explain today's mess. Yuanzhou, thank you for being understanding today. I know you're hurting, but Qianze once saved my life. The year I had leukemia, he was the one who gave me his bone marrow. Seeing him like this now, I really can't just stand by and watch. He saved me, so I have to pay him back. Even if you don't agree this time, or how angry you get, I have to go through with this engagement. As for use, I'll apologize to you properly later. I stared at the screen, my eyes stinging with bitter tears again. I was the one who saved her. I'm the one whose health has been trashed ever since that bone marrow donation. But in her eyes, how did the hero become Lu Qianze? Maybe it was just pure resentment, but I couldn't stop myself from typing back. Shuer, I was the one who donated that bone marrow. The moment I hit send, I regretted it. This is the truth. Before they sent me to the asylum, I told her the same thing to her face, but she didn't believe me then. Instead, she went cold, gave me a look of total disappointment, and walked away without looking back. What's the point in saying it now? She still won't believe me. Just as I was about to unsend the message, she sent a voice note. She sounded completely fed up. Lu Yuanzhou. That's enough, even if you want my attention. There's no need to lie about this. Everyone knows Qianzhe saved me. Just to target him. Just to drive a wedge between us. You'll really say anything, won't you? Don't ever let me hear that again. It only makes me more disappointed in you. Go to sleep. My engagement with Qianzhe is tomorrow night. Qianzhe only has your best interests at heart. He invited some friends tomorrow, specifically to throw you a welcome home dinner. He's honestly considering everything for you as your brother. I hope you can be the bigger person for once. And stop picking fights with him. I didn't sleep a wink that night. Once, I actually thought Shen Shuer was different from them. She was the first one to accept me. I thought she actually trusted me. But the reality is she's just like everyone else. She believes anything Lu Qianzhe says. But me, she won't believe me even when I tell the truth. She didn't tell me when she found out she had leukemia. I heard it from Lu Qiaoqiao. I rushed back that same night and got tested immediately. I was a match. And I donated my marrow without a second thought. I never cared about the long-term side effects. I only wanted her to be safe and healthy. And now, everything I did was for nothing. Someone else took the credit. But tomorrow is the day I leave. It doesn't matter what she believes anymore. It was already noon when I woke up. I packed a few things, ready to head out for lunch. I wanted to toss out all these old clothes. But when I got to the yard, I heard loud cheering from the living room. There were a lot of people there. They were all trash-talking me to make Lu Qianzhe look good. Man, your older brother is such a buzzkill. Qianzhe invited everyone over for his welcome party. Even bought a cake for him. And he hasn't even shown his face all morning. Ha! I told you, a guy like him doesn't deserve our respect. Believe me now. Forget about him. We're all here today to celebrate Qianzhe and sister Shui. Finally, making it official. Your brother just got out of that place anyway. It's better if he stays away, so he doesn't kill the vibe. It's such a perfect moment. How about a kiss for the happy couple? Let's get the party started early, yeah. There will be too many people at the engagement tonight, with all the elders watching. We won't be able to mess with them then. Everyone's too stiff. Let's just have some fun now. Exactly. Kiss, kiss, kiss. In the middle of all that noise, Shen Shuer was the first to spot me. She looked annoyed, but she still walked toward me. The whispers started up again, mocking me in dialect. Shuer is way too nice. She's actually going over to soothe him. I know, right? We've been waiting all morning for him. He doesn't show up then, but he pops up right as they're about to kiss. God, what a shameless prick. He's totally doing it on purpose. It's not surprising though. Everyone knows. Lu Yuanzhou used to be obsessed with Shuer. But, honestly, a rapist like him is way out of her league. Lu Qianzhe caught up and grabbed Shen Shui. He stepped between us, acting all innocent. Shuer, don't embarrass me in front of everyone, okay? They're all waiting. It's just a kiss. It doesn't mean anything. I'm sure Big Brother won't mind. Shen Shuer, stop. She didn't pull away, even when Lu Qianzhe pulled her close, acting all intimate. I walked away to the sound of their cheers. My departure was set for 8:00 p.m., so I still had some time. I went to that restaurant I used to love and had a meal by myself one last time. Then I headed to the Nanshan Road lookout, standing there in the cold wind, looking down at the sprawling city. It's not as beautiful during the day as it is at night. The Ferris wheel in the distance just kept spinning, season after season. For a moment, I felt like I was back there, riding that wheel with Shen Shui, stargazing from this exact spot. Around 6:00 p.m., I got a text from Shen Shui. Yuanzhou, just wait for me. I can't just abandon Qian's. Please, just try to understand. Once I'm done with this fake marriage, once I help him get through his treatment, we can finally be together. I typed, Shen Shuer. There is no use anymore. She told me not to cause a scene, so I did exactly what she wanted. I didn't send the message. I started heading back down the mountain. My heart was getting colder by the second. The sky exploded with fireworks. The start of their engagement party. I went and rode the Ferris wheel alone. You can see everything from up there. The fireworks, the stars, everything. It was so beautiful. But this time, I was the only one in the car. The only thing keeping me company was this phone full of misery. When I reached the top, I pulled it out. I wanted to capture the sky, but I scrolled through my feed and everything was ruined. Lu Qian's posted a photo in an expensive suit, holding a glamorous Shen Shuai. They were acting all cute for the camera. The caption, holding hands, growing old together. Lu Qiao posted a photo of them greeting the guests. The caption, the hottest groom and the prettiest bride. Wishing you guys so much happiness. And then, my parents' posts. They even captured the highlights of the engagement, sending their warmest blessings. In the end, I didn't reach for my camera to record this moment. I just silently wiped my tears, waiting for the Ferris wheel to bring me back to earth. I checked the time. It was almost 8:00 p.m. I didn't linger on the streets and took a cab straight home. Usually the Lu house would be buzzing at this hour. The family would either be having dinner together or chatting in the living room. Tonight, even the servants were gone. I took a shower, changed into the new clothes I bought today, packed my few belongings and left without a second thought. At the meeting point, I saw the unmarked secret vehicle waiting for me. As we drove through the city center, I passed the hotel where Shen Shueri was holding her engagement party. The giant outdoor screens were broadcasting her and Lu Qianze live. In front of the cheering crowd, they held hands and hugged. They kissed, pledging their lives to one another. Passion seemed to burn in both their eyes. My parents were beaming with joy, and Qiao was visibly ecstatic. Everyone was offering their highest praises for this union. I looked at the screen one last time, wishing them a happy engagement, and left without looking back. From now on, the Lu family of Jinhai and everything here no longer has anything to do with me. Once the ceremony was over, Shen Shuer looked everywhere but couldn't find Lu Yuanzhou. For some reason, she felt an unsettling dread tonight. It was as if she was about to lose something irreplaceable. Looking at Lu Qianze, who was already drunk, she felt a surge of irritation. She frowned and dialed Lu Yuanzhou's number. Once, twice, 3 times. By the 10th try, it still went straight to a busy signal. She suddenly realized that Lu Yuanzhou had blocked her block. No, how could he? Shen Shuer felt a sharp sting in her heart. Clutching her phone, she went to find Lu Qiao. Before this, she had been gaslighting herself, telling herself it was okay. Yuanzhou is so generous. He loves me so much. Surely he'll understand. Once this is over, I'll definitely keep my distance from Qian's. I won't let Yuanzhou suffer anymore. She had planned to find Lu Yuanzhou immediately after the ceremony, but Lu Qianze had insisted on her accompanying him to greet the guests. Seeing that vulnerable and innocent look in his eyes, she had softened and couldn't say no. Just moments before making that call, Shen Shuer was still relieved that the Baoli Wanimzilro engagement ritual had gone smoothly. But now that she couldn't reach him, she was spiraling into a total panic. She couldn't even maintain her composure. As the star of the night, Lu Qiao was drinking with a group of people, complaining loudly. Where did you even hear that? Sister Shuer loves my second brother, Qian's. As for Lu Yuanzhou, He's just a stubborn, sour-faced clown. He's not even welcome in our house. It would be a blessing if he just vanished and stopped annoying us." Hearing this, Shen Shu'er became even more agitated. She snapped, "Qiao Qiao, Yuanzhou is your older brother. How can you say something so cruel?" Shen Shu'er bit her tongue. Trying not to cause a scene in public, she grabbed a stunned and confused Lu Qiao, pulling her into a quiet corner. "Qiao, call your brother. He blocked me. I can't reach him, and I'm worried. Something's wrong." Lu Qiao looked at the frantic Shen Shu'er, her shock turning into irritation. "Sister Shu'er, this is your engagement party with my second brother, snapping at me over Lu Yuanzhou. Don't you think that's a bit much? He's just throwing a tantrum to get a rise out of you. Why even bother? It's such a perfect day. Talking about him just ruins the vibe." Usually, Shen Shu'er wouldn't have argued back, but her heart was hammering against her ribs. She felt genuinely terrified. She cut her off coldly. "Enough, Lu Qiao. No matter what you think, Lu Yuanzhou is your own flesh and blood. Start showing him some damn respect." Lu Qiao stared at her, even more stunned. She pouted and huffed. "You're being ridiculous. That freak doesn't deserve a shred of respect. He never even treated us like family, okay? Fine. Since you're so worried, I'll call him. Happy now." Shen Shu'er pushed through her annoyance. "You're the last person who gets to call him ugly. Don't forget that he's disfigured and has that scar because he threw himself in front of that car to save you. If he didn't care about family, would he have used his own body to shield you from danger?" Lu Qiao rolled her eyes as she dialed, talking back with a sneer. Sister Shu'er, I hate it when you defend him. If second brother heard this, he'd be so hurt." Busy signal? No way. That psycho blocked me too." Shen Shu'er's panic hit a new high. That heavy, sinking feeling in her chest was overwhelming. Lu Qiao suddenly had an epiphany. "Oh, I get it now. I've got it. He definitely saw the posts from Mom, Dad, and me. He's just throwing a jealous fit. So he's using this pathetic little trick to vent his frustration and try to make us pay attention to him." Shen Shu'er's mind was racing. She wanted to teleport to Lu Yuanzhou right now. This feeling of being ghosted, the realization that he might actually be gone, was making her lose her mind. "What posts?" Lu Qiao pulled up her feed and showed her. "Here, see? Relax, Sister Shu'er. He's fine. He was liking posts 3 hours ago. He's probably just sleeping at the house." Right then, my parents walked over, leaning on each other. "Shu'er, Hyunzae is looking for you. It's not good to leave him alone at the table. Go back and keep him company." Shen Shu'er didn't move. Lu Qiao sighed, sounding helpless. "Sister Shu'er, can you please just go back to my brother? He looks really pathetic sitting there alone. You're just worried about Lu Yuanzhou, right? I'll head back to the house and drag him here myself. The ceremony's over anyway. If I'm watching him, nothing will go wrong." Shen Shu'er's deathly pale face softened slightly. "Okay, but don't bring him here. It'll only make him feel worse. I had a banquet meal packed up earlier. Take it to him. Tell him I'll come find him once tonight is over. Since it's his birthday, I'll take him gift shopping tomorrow." Lu Qiao nodded, despite her annoyance. Then, she stopped, confused. "When is Lu Yuanzhou's birthday? I've never even heard him mention it." My parents' eyes also swung toward Shen Shu'er, waiting for an answer. Shen Shu'er didn't know why, but she hadn't felt much before. In this moment, however, a sudden wave of pity for Lu Yuanzhou hit her. These people were his family. Forget wishing him a happy birthday. They didn't even know when it was. Every single year, he must have been so disappointed, so incredibly lonely. Shen Shu'er's irritation flared again. Even her tone became laced with mockery. You're his parents and his sister. Do you really not know that his birthday is on the exact same day as Lu Qianzi's? Oh right, I remember now. Lu Yuanzhou is your own flesh and blood. There's no way you forgot. You just didn't give a damn. Suddenly, I feel so sorry for him. Once I'm done helping your precious Lu Qianzi, I'm going to be with Yuanzhou for real. I'll make up for everything he's suffered. The more Shen Shuer spoke, the worse she felt. She dropped those words and turned away, forcing herself to push Yuanzhou to the back of her mind to deal with the party at hand. But no matter how hard she tried to act calm, her heart was pounding with dread. 40 minutes had already passed. Lu Qiaoqiao should have reached the house by now. But when she texted Qiaoqiao, asking if she'd found Yuanzhou, there was zero response. Her anxiety was spiraling again. It was pure torture. Right now, she wanted this banquet to end immediately. She told herself that once it was over, she would rush to find Lu Yuanzhou as fast as possible. At the Lu house, Qiaoqiao had searched every room on the 3rd floor. Her temper was flaring. She was shouting as she searched, but Yuanzhou was like a ghost. Not a sound. Dead silence. Finally, she lost all patience. She gave up the search, throwing the food she brought into the trash. So annoying. Damn it, Lu Yuanzhou. Does he really think he's some big shot? I'm done babysitting him. Is he out fooling around somewhere again? He's still not back this late. But where the hell could he go? Ugly people really do the most. He doesn't even have a single friend in this city. Could he be at one of those bars he hangs around? Thinking of this, Qiaoqiao glanced at Shen Shuer's nagging messages. She sucked it up and drove to the bar, where she had run into Yuanzhou before. But after looking everywhere, he was nowhere to be found. Just as she was about to leave, the bartender called out to her, "Miss Lu, are you looking for Lu Yuanzhou?" Qiaoqiao nodded, feeling a bit weird. How do you know who I am? She thought to herself. Yuanzhou must have been name-dropping the Lu family again, to scam people and show off. The mere thought of Yuanzhou telling people he was her brother made her skin crawl with irritation. She was totally repulsed. Miss Lu, Lu Yuanzhou hasn't come in for his shift in 2 days. I'm the owner of this bar. He used to gig here pretty often as a regular. We were kind of close. He once told me that you were his beautiful little sister. He said he was working to save up some cash to buy his sister some pretty jewelry. Lately, he was working to fix his old guitar. But once he had enough money yesterday, he didn't show up today. He told me he wouldn't be coming back anymore. I figured his little phase of experiencing real life as a rich kid was finally over. I didn't expect to see you here looking for him today. When she left the bar, Qiaoqiao felt a strange weight in her chest. She couldn't put her finger on it, but it made her furious. So, Yuanzhou wasn't at the bar just to mess around. He was actually working. But as a member of the Lu family, how could he ever be short on cash? Her parents always made sure accounting sent him money. He shouldn't have been broke. Driving back to the house, pieces of the past started clicking together. All these years, Lu Yuanzhou really did only wear generic clothes, and he only had a few outfits. He almost never ate with the family. She and second brother went out in a different luxury car every day. But Yuanzhou didn't even seem to have one. Was he working part-time because he was actually penniless? That makes zero sense. Doubt started gnawing at her, making Qiaoqiao even more irritable. She called the company's head of finance immediately, demanding to know exactly how much money the family had sent Yuanzhou over the years. Miss Lu, for all these years, the family hasn't sent the eldest young master a single cent. The answer from the other end of the line left her completely frozen in shock. It was like hearing the most impossible, twisted joke. She couldn't believe her own ears. What? No way. You must have made a mistake. Check it again. Properly. No. Go back to the office right now and verify it. I want the exact amount. The Lu family has sent to Lu Yuanzhao in the next 30 minutes. The voice on the phone was calm and dead serious. Miss Lu, for years, I've personally handled the company finances. I can guarantee you 100%, not a single penny has ever gone to the eldest young master. We were supposed to send it, but the second young master said he wouldn't need it. He said the master and madam ordered it to be sent to his account to fund his new business venture. So, it's always been transferred to the second young master. After hanging up, Qiao was more confused than ever. She had a sickening feeling in the pit of her stomach. She knew exactly how much she and second brother got every month. It was enough to live a life of total luxury, and second brother never started a business. Why the hell was he stealing Lu Yuanzhou's money too? Was Yuanzhou really working gigs because he had $0? Then, what about his tuition? His living expenses? Did he pay for everything on his own? Qiao didn't care about anything else now. She called the nanny who was off duty, asking about Yuanzhou's room. She was going to find him tonight and get the truth. Why didn't he say anything about not getting an allowance? She had spent years hating him for being a bum and fooling around, and he never even tried to defend himself once. What was he thinking? Miss, the eldest young master has always lived in the basement. He should be sleeping there right now. You'll find him there. Hearing the nanny's words, Qiao's shock reached a boiling point. She was vibrating with rage. What? Say that again. How the hell could Lu Yuanzhou be in the basement? He's a Lu. Why would he be there? Since when? The nanny's confused voice crackled over the phone. Miss, what? The eldest young master has always lived in the basement since he came home over a decade ago. The master and madam said his original room belonged to the second young master now. They told him to find somewhere else. But we servants don't have keys to the other rooms. The master and madam never gave him a key, so he just moved into the basement. He's been there ever since. When Qiao opened the basement door, all she saw was junk piled everywhere. The space was huge, but it was damp and deathly cold. It looked like a literal garbage dump. Qiao had no idea the basement in her own home looked like this. She couldn't fathom how her brother had survived in a place like this for more than 10 years without a single word of complaint. The deeper she went, the more her stomach churned. In the corner, she saw a bed made of old oil drums and planks. A thin mattress lay on top, with a blanket folded perfectly on it. Besides that, there was nothing. No closet, no bathroom. In this basement, even the most basic things felt like impossible luxuries. Her eyes brimmed with tears. After searching around, she finally found a worn-out pen on a small stool tucked under the bed. Aside from that, there were only a few shredded photos and a bone marrow donation report. Qiao couldn't fathom it. A child of the Lu family, her own flesh and blood, living in a hole like this. She didn't even dare open that diary. Just the donation report alone was enough to shatter her world. Clutching the items, she stumbled out of the basement, frantically calling Lu Yuanzhou over and over. But no matter how many times she tried, all she got was a busy signal. He had blocked them all. How is this possible? Didn't second brother say he was the one who donated the marrow to Sister Shuer? Why is it Lu Yuanzhou's name? Why was Lu Yuanzhou living in the basement? Why hasn't he received a single cent all these years? Why did the money meant for him all go to second brother? Why didn't Lu Yuanzhou say anything? And why didn't second brother mention a word of this? All through the night, Lu Qiaoqiao was being eaten alive by guilt. It wasn't until 4:00 a.m. that the parents, Qianzhe and Shuai, finally returned. Shen Shuai started looking for him the second she walked in. When she didn't see the familiar silhouette, she grabbed Lu Qiaoqiao in a panic. "Where's your brother? Is he not home yet? Why didn't you go find him?" It was only then that Shen Shuai noticed Lu Qiaoqiao's eyes were bloodshot. She stammered for a long time, unable to string a coherent sentence together. Big brother. What happened to him? Speak." Shen Shuai was frantic, shaking her. Just then, the diary in her arms and the donation report fell to the floor. Shen Shuai moved to pick them up, but when she saw the names on the paper, she collapsed onto the floor in total shock. She stared blankly at Lu Yuanzhou's name. Qiaoqiao didn't even notice her. She ran to her parents, demanding their phones. "Mom! Dad! Call Big Brother right now. Did he block you guys too? What is wrong with you tonight? Stop making a scene. If he's not back, he's not back. He's a grown man. Where could he possibly have gone at this hour? Just go wash up and sleep. Don't let him ruin your mood." The mother spoke with pure irritation, but she still pulled out her phone to dial. I don't believe he'd actually block his own mother. But a second later, the automated voice turned her face a sickly shade of white. "Busy signal. He really did block us." Lu's father was equally stunned. He pulled his phone out and dialed. When he realized it was the same for him, he was about to start yelling. But Shen Shuai stood up from the floor. She stumbled toward them, clutching the report tightly in her trembling hands. She suddenly slapped Lu Qianzhe across the face. Her voice was ice-cold and full of fury. "Lu Qian, you told me you were the one who donated the marrow. Why is Lu Yuanzhao's name on here?" The parents were completely blindsided. Lu's mother was the first to react. Before Qianzhe could even speak, she rushed to shield her favorite son. "Shuai, what is the meaning of this? Lu Yuanzhao donated it. Qianzhe was the one who saved you back then. Everyone knows that." Shen Shuai snatched the report from the ground and shoved it at her. "Take a good look then. It's all right here in black and white. The hospital seals, the dates, everything. Are you still going to tell me it was him?" As the mother scanned the report, Lu Qianzhe tried to play the victim. "You must be mistaken. This report doesn't prove anything." "Shut up!" Shen Shuai screamed at him. "Every single time I talk to you, you give me that same pathetic look. Who are you trying to play? Fine. If you won't tell the truth, I'll go to the hospital and find out myself. I was wondering yesterday why Yuanzhou kept saying he was the donor. I trusted you without question. But now I'm starting to think that you're nothing but a pathological liar. And this whole nice guy act is a total sham. I'm done, Lu Qianzhe." She spat those words out and stormed off. Nobody could stop her. Qiaoqiao finally snapped back to reality. She looked at Lu Qianzhe, whose eyes were red. She asked him, one slow word at a time, "Brother, tell me the truth. All these years, did you block the company from sending money to Yuanzhao? Did you steal every cent meant for him and keep it for yourself? Well, did you?" Lu Qianzhe panicked. He started shaking his head frantically, trying to lie his way out. "Qiaoqiao, what are you even talking about? I would never do something like that." Right then, the company accountant arrived at the Lu house with the detailed record set she'd been printing all night. "Miss, here are the statements you requested." Lu Qianzhe tried to grab them, but his father snatched them away first. As Qiaoqiao read through the details, tears of pure rage began to fall. She turned on Lu Qianzhe and screamed, "Lu Qianzhe, is anything about you real? Every time you play the innocent victim, telling mom and dad that the family doesn't owe Big Brother anything, that we gave him plenty of money, That he was the one picking on you because he was bitter. Was that the truth? Not only did you steal every penny mom and dad sent him, you even stole the credit for the marrow donation. You stole his sacrifice. Don't look at me like that. I didn't want to believe it either. But the hospital confirmed everything. It was Big Brother. It was always him. And I found out what you did with his money. You've been keeping a rotation of gold diggers outside. The photos, the records. They're all on my phone right now. How much longer are you going to keep lying through your teeth? Kyokiao's voice broke with every word. She was on the verge of a total breakdown as the reality set in. The parents looked at the records in the phone, frozen in horror. Lu Yanze was trembling, looking completely unhinged. Kyo, what are you saying? I don't understand. The father suddenly lunged forward. He landed a heavy punch on Ae, shaking Lu Qian's like a cornered animal. He grabbed his collar and roared, Lu Qian, you've been out there ruining innocent girls. Is this the thank you your mother and I get it for raising you all these years? The mother was swaying, nearly fainting, staring in disbelief at the files in her hand. But, seeing her precious son being hit, her first instinct was still to protect him. Honey, stop it! Don't do this. There must be some mistake. Let the child go. We'll investigate. She was cut off by Shen Shuer, who had stormed back into the room. Investigate? What is there left to check? For years, you've protected this foster son, while you ignored your own son's existence. Even with the facts staring you in the face. Are you still going to be this delusional? Then take a good look at this. I just got these from the asylum. Records of the systematic abuse Lu Yuanzhou endured. The beatings, the torture, and the man pulling all the strings was your precious Lu Qian's. He's the one who ordered them to break him. He's a monster. He ordered them to beat Lu Yuanzhou senseless. He wanted them to actually drive him insane. He made them tell Yuanzhou that it was you, his own mother, who told them to give him hell. Lu's mother trembled, clutching the record cell, unable to believe what she was reading. Tears streamed down her face. No, it's impossible. My Shanzhe is so kind, so sensible. He was my pride and joy. How could he be so heartless? Lu's father collapsed onto the floor, roaring at the records in disbelief. Why? Lu Yanse, you ungrateful brat. Tell me, why did you do this? I was so proud of you. Your mother and I loved you more than our own son. We gave you every drop of affection we denied him, even when you committed rape. We forced our biological son to take the fall. We were biased to a sickening degree. Why did you still have to destroy the son we already didn't love? Are you even human? Do you have a shred of humanity left? Lu Qiao sobbed, cursing Lu Qian's. You fake, two-faced hypocrite. You make me sick. We were all so wrong. We framed Big Brother. How much pain must he have been in to shred his own diary like that? To leave us with nothing and walk away without looking back. We were the only family he had. Where can he even go now? Watching everyone treat him like a sworn enemy. Lu Qianze burst into manic laughter. Who are you to blame just me? Why did I treat him that way? Don't act like you don't know. It was your selective blindness that made me who I am today. I wanted him to know that as long as I existed, his family and lover would never choose him. I wanted him to spend his whole life as a pathetic, unloved stray. Now you're all pointing fingers at me. You think you aren't guilty. If I was the one holding the knife, then you, his family and lover, were the sharpest parts of the blade. Compared to my abuse, the pain you caused him is what actually destroyed him. Fine, I admit it. You know everything now. I'm a heartless monster. Are you happy now? Satisfied? Everyone can judge me. Say I'm just an ungrateful foster kid. But so what? At least I lived a better life than your precious biological son. His life was a total nightmare. So he donated the marrow? Big deal. Shen Shuer, you loved him, not me. Why the hell would I donate mine to save you? And you're no saint either. You think you didn't hurt him. You never believed him. If anything, your betrayal hurt more. Lu Xianzhe didn't even get to finish. Shen Shuer, driven to madness, grabbed a knife and stabbed him repeatedly in the chest. Blood splattered everywhere. You monster, Lu Qianz. You absolute bastard. Die! Just die! Everyone scrambled to pull her off. The ambulance arrived at the Lu house once again. They saved Lu Qianzhe's life, but he was barely hanging on by a thread. He was committed to a high-security asylum. Lu Mu lost her mind. Overnight, she forgot everyone and everything. She'd apologized to every stranger she saw, weeping uncontrollably. Lu Fu's hair turned white. He looked like a man at the end of his rope. Only Lu Qiaoqiao and Shen Shuer remained, trapped in a cycle of pain and regret. They spent every single day looking for him. But Lu Yuanzhou had vanished into thin air. No matter how much money or effort they spent, there was zero trace of him. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. A lot can happen in a decade. Lu Qianzhe died in the asylum. Lu Mu, in her madness, slipped past the servants and ran into the street, where she was killed in a car accident. Lu Fu suffered a stroke from the shock and was left bedridden and paralyzed, unable to care for himself. The weight of the Lu Corporation fell onto Qiaoqiao. After 10 years, the once mighty Lu Empire was on the verge of collapse. The Shens and the Lusts, friends for generations, had stopped speaking. Shen Shuer spent her decade running her company, visiting the asylum to torment Lu Qianz, and using every resource to find Yuanzhou. Her life was a waking nightmare of agony. When Lu Yuanzhou was by her side, she thought he'd never leave. She thought he'd love only her forever. But now that he was truly gone, she realized that no amount of money or effort could bring him back. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't undo the past. Her Lu Yuanzhou was never coming back to her. Time flies. Years passed. When Lu Yuanzhou finally returned to Jinhai, 12 years had gone by. The past that had once been so suffocating, the trauma that nearly drowned him, now felt like a fading dream. It felt surreal to be back. He was only back to receive an award. Once, he had the trophy. He was heading to the Chorus South Sea Islands for a new mission. His future was there, meaningful and healing. The only thing he cared about now was his career, doing his best while he still could, serving his country and making a contribution to society. But Lu Yuanzhou never expected to run into the ghosts of his past, and in the most awkward way possible. As he left the banquet hall, he spotted 2 familiar figures arguing in the distance. Lu Qiaoqiao was grabbing Shen Shuer's arm, begging her, "Sister Shuer, I'm begging you, please, spare the Lu Corporation. The company can't compete anymore. I'm just trying to keep it alive. Just trying to stay out of debt until Big Brother comes back, so I can give it back to him. This was our father's life's work. I can't let it be destroyed in my hands. I know he'll come back." Before she could even finish, Shen Shuer spotted me and ran over. She recognized me instantly. As I turned to leave, she threw herself at me, hugging me tightly from behind. "Yuanzhou, Lu Yuanzhou, you finally came back. I've been looking for you for so long. I've waited an eternity for you." I forcibly shoved her off. I drew a cold, clear line between us. She stood there, frozen, tears flooding her eyes. She bit her lip, looking devastated. I'm sorry, Yuanzhu. I'm so sorry. Lu Qiaoqiao ran over too, her eyes red. She stared at me in disbelief, trembling with emotion. Brother, big brother, you're finally home. Come see Dad with me, please. We have so much to tell you. I backed away from them both, looking at them with total detachment. I knew everything that had happened to them. But no matter how miserable their lives were, it didn't move me at all, not even a flicker of emotion. Like right now, watching these two women, who used to be my entire world, sobbing and begging for forgiveness, felt like nothing. I looked at them coldly, shutting them out once again. Sorry, please don't come back and disturb the peace I've finally found. In this world, not every, I'm sorry, deserves an, it's okay. The two of them collapsed to their knees, in total breakdown, begging and pleading through their tears. I'm sorry, Lu Yuanzhou, you can disown me, but I'm begging you, don't vanish from my world again. Okay? All these years, I've spent every single day drowning in guilt. I can't take the pain of losing you again. Big brother, we know we messed up. Mom died feeling nothing but shame and agony. That bastard got what was coming to him too. He died a pathetic death, big brother. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We were wrong. What do we have to do to make you forgive us? I couldn't help but sneer. I looked at them and asked, one slow word at a time. Why don't you ask yourselves this? If I had treated you exactly the way you treated me, would you ever forgive me? During those 10 years of hell in that asylum, cutting ties with you was the only thing I dreamed of. And now, I've done it. My world is finally normal again. If you ever try to disturb it, don't expect me to show any mercy. I left them with that, and walked away without a backward glance. The two of them scrambled to their feet, stumbling as they tried to chase after me. That's when my assistant stepped in and blocked their path. Xiao Qi wore an icy expression as he delivered the warning. Miss Shen. Miss Lu, I know a bit about the history you have with our team leader. Even as an outsider, I can see you don't deserve forgiveness. How do you still have the nerve to keep pestering him? Let me give you a fair warning. Our team leader is no longer the same Lu Yuanzhou you used to abuse. He is now under national protection. His time, every single second of it, is invaluable. He really shouldn't be wasting it on people like you. Of course, if you insist on harassing him against his will, you might want to stop and think, can your two little companies really survive against the kind of power we have backing us? Even if you want to be stubborn, you should at least consider your family's futures. Don't show your faces again. The team leader doesn't want to see you. If you actually want to repent, spend the rest of your lives doing it. Maybe if you lived through exactly what he did, you'd finally give up and stop this pathetic clinging. By the time Xiao Qi caught up with me again, it was quiet behind us. The entire world was finally quiet. I headed straight to the airport. I didn't linger for a single second. In this suffocating city, it's a place that only knows how to drain the life out of you. Even though the storm has passed, I don't feel a shred of nostalgia. My life should be a vast wilderness, not a cage built of petty love and the ground beneath my feet.